Prep 3 Introduction. In this video, you will learn the definition of statistics. You will also learn the definition of one type of statistic, which is descriptive statistics. The video will go over 3 types of descriptive statistics. Finally, you will learn about the differences between qualitative and quantitative data. Statistics is defined as the procedures used to reduce large amounts of data or information into more manageable forms. Statistics allows us to draw conclusions or make decisions. For example, if you look at your start file, you'll see a data set from a car dealership. This file contains data or information regarding all of their sales. For example, the name of the employee who made the sale, whether the vehicle was new or used, the selling price of the car, and so on. This is a large data set. It contains a lot of information. We can use statistics to reduce all of this information into a much more manageable form or conclusion. For example, we can take the data on commission and we can compute the mean or the average commission. This mean is a statistic. We can also use statistics to tell us which employee has sold the greatest number of cars. We could also use statistics to figure out if the dealership makes a greater profit on new versus used cars. There are different types of statistics. In this module, as well as the next 2 modules, we will cover descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics organize and summarize the data set. In other words, descriptive statistics describes the data set. There are different types of descriptive statistics. This module will cover 3 types. One type is tables and graphs. You can see that these charts are organizing and summarizing our data. In these examples, they're describing the number of sales each employee has made. You can see that they're reducing the data into a much more manageable form. Another type of descriptive statistics is measures of central tendency. These descriptive statistics, like the mean, median, and mode, describe the typical value in your data set. The third type that we'll cover is measures of variability, such as the range, variance, and standard deviation. These descriptive statistics describe how much variability or differences you have in your data set. In this module, you will learn how to create tables in Excel. You'll also learn how to compute measures of central tendency and variability. In a future module, you'll learn how to create graphs and charts. However, before you do, it is important that you learn the distinction between qualitative and quantitative data. Quantitative data, which is often referred to as measurement data, is numerical data that represents the quantity or the amount of something. For example, selling price, vehicle costs, net profit, and commission are all examples of quantitative data. You can see that the data is numbers, and those numbers are referring to the quantity or the amount of something, in this example, dollars. Other examples of quantitative data is weight, time, and age. If you had data on these variables, your data would consist of numbers, and those numbers would be referring to the amount of something. On the other hand, qualitative data, which is often referred to as categorical data, is verbal data. It's naturally expressed using words or language. And what you can do is you can go through the data set and you can identify categories or groupings in your data. Salesperson and vehicle type are both examples of qualitative data. You can see that the data is naturally expressed using words, and we can go through the data and we can identify categories. For example, vehicle type has 2 categories, new and used car. As we learned in the previous module, sometimes we'll take qualitative data and we'll transform it into numbers, into numerical data. For example, we can use binary encoding in Excel so that a 0 represents a used car and a 1 represents a new car. This transformed data is still considered qualitative data. Yes, it consists of numbers, but those numbers don't refer to the quantity or the amount of something. They're simply labels for categories. So we would still consider this to be qualitative data. It's important to understand if the data that you're working with is qualitative or quantitative, because that's going to dictate which type of descriptive statistic is appropriate to conduct. The rest of the videos in this module will teach you how to conduct a variety of descriptive statistics in Excel.